It's January 3rd, 2024, and I wanted to show you guys how to drive a manual transmission car. I have my 2004 AP2 Honda S2000 here, and this is a super simple car to drive, very rewarding, and I thought that this would be a great time to show you how to drive a manual transmission. This is going to be my second S2000 in the course of 3 years. That's how much I loved my first one. I just love how they look, how they perform, and how they make you feel. If you're learning stick, I would recommend, highly recommend learning on a Honda, since they're so reliable and very forgiving. Now, if you're watching this video, more than likely you're 16, 17 years old, maybe looking to get your first car, and maybe your first car happens to be only offered in a manual transmission, such as a S2000, a Civic Si, or even a WRX STI. Or maybe you're just looking to get your first manual transmission car. As you could tell, it is wrapped yellow. The original color is silver, but yellow just stands out, and I love the color a lot. I get a lot of looks. It being an S2000, it already gets a lot of looks, but the yellow just adds to the factor of that. So starting the car is very important to know how to start it when you're driving manual. Make sure it's in neutral, clutch in, hit the start. Make sure it's in neutral. Now, before you start driving off in first gear, I find it very important to know how to put it in reverse. A lot of cars have different reverse mechanisms. This one so happens to be pushing it down towards the ground, and as you can tell on the reverse, it's right next to the 6th gear. So for this one, you literally press it down along with the clutch, and then go all the way to the right as if you're going to 6th, but just engage it into reverse, and that is how you reverse. I recommend you learning that besides first gear, just for safety purposes. You want to know how to reverse the car, you want to know how to get yourself out of a sticky situation. Other than that, let's go for a little drive. I'd love to show you on how to drive a manual transmission. So we got 3 pedals. We got a clutch, brake, and gas. You're going to be doing 3 things at once, if I'm being honest. So obviously, before you do anything, always think of pressing in the clutch. The clutch will always be engaged no matter what you do. No matter if you accelerate, no matter if you brake, no matter if you park the car, you will always use that clutch pedal. So get used to using your left leg and developing those calf muscles. So when you park the car, make sure to always put it in neutral and put this up. Very important, because your car will roll away being in a manual transmission car. Okay, let's get into it now. So first gear, as you can tell, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you should get very acclimated as to the structure of where those gears are at. But in this case, we have a diagram, so it's super simple to learn. Clutch in all the way. While you're holding the clutch down, go ahead and put it in first, just like that. And as you're releasing the clutch, release it super slow. This left hand is your left foot, right hand is my right foot. Release it super slow. Whatever your idea of slow is, even slower than that. So as you're lifting off super slow, you want to find that biting point. And what I mean by a biting point is when the car is starting to take off, it's starting to vibrate, it's letting you know, hey, it's time to go. So I'm releasing super slowly, super slowly, just the clutch pedal, super slowly, and now I'm feeling the car want to go. When you feel the car wanting to go, that is the sweet spot. We're rolling super slow right now. That sweet spot is where you want to hold it while you apply some gas, just as delicately as you're doing the clutch. So apply some gas, and as you're applying some gas, that's when you start to release the clutch pedal even more. So once you're on a roll like this, you can fully let go of the clutch pedal swiftly and just give it some gas. We're in first gear, and trust me, it's better to stall than to actually ride the gears. Just remember that. I know it feels disgusting to stall. It feels like you broke something. That's probably the best case scenario to do, that the car is turning itself off for a reason. So I'm in first gear right now, and like I said, it's very important to always rely on that clutch pedal no matter what you do. If I'm making a turn right here and it's time to slow down, I'm pressing that clutch pedal in while I'm pressing the brake as well. And then I always like to just put it in neutral, check left and right at a stop sign, Put it in first again while the clutch is being engaged. Slowly release the clutch while you're giving it some gas. Easier said than done, but the best way to go about it is just throw yourself in there and just learn whatever car you're learning on. I'll tell you what, I highly recommend just learning in a parking lot where there's no traffic laws or stoplights. Because when you're at a stoplight, and this still happens to me to this day, when you're at a stoplight and you confidently engage first gear and then you stall, everyone starts honking at you. Oh, this light's yellow, I better beat it. I especially don't want to see too many people eyeball me with the GoPro on my head. So what you just saw right there was second gear. I'm now in third. I want to explain how to change gears. You want to listen to your engine. You want to look at the RPMs, and just by listening to the engine, you'll know when it's time to change gears. When the engine sounds like it's about to stress and it's just about to blow up, it's time to change gears. Depending on how you want to drive, if you want to save gas or drive pretty quick, you can determine that yourself. Let's say you're driving a Honda, they rev out pretty high, so this one in particular is around 8,300 RPMs. I don't recommend shifting all the way at the red line unless you're doing some spirited driving, but when it's time to shift, I'm in third right now. Clutch in, shifter down to fourth, and then release the clutch even slowly again. Here's a little downshift right here. I could get into downshifting in another video, but this is one of my favorite turns here. On my way home, this is one of my favorite turns when I get off of work, which I just did right now. Here you can see the engine screaming, and then clutch in, shift down, clutch out. And the faster you move, the more smoothly the car will perform. At first, it's gonna be very rusty and it's gonna feel not good. But like I said, when you get to know your car, the characteristics of how your car drives, you'll figure out how to drive it smoothly. Sorry if I'm yelling, I got the top down and I just want to make sure you guys are hearing me. If you guys want to see more about downshifting, I could definitely do that in another video. Some cars even have 5 gears. This one still happens to have 6, so make sure you know if your car has 5 gears or not. You don't want to accidentally put it into reverse, which you definitely can. I'm on the freeway with a GoPro on my head and no tint. But as you can tell, this is a perfect car to drive at this time of the day. The sun's not too hot. It's very beautiful outside, and I love this car. I need to do more content with it. If you guys want to see more content on this car, definitely comment down below. I feel like I didn't explain it well enough. I feel like I could do a little bit better. If you guys want to see a more in-depth, more in-depth video of how to drive stick, I'll be more than happy to create one with a little bit more description. Look at this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys subscribe.